This this might just be the sign to do the work that it takes and stop fucking around. A season of obedience, that's what it is. We're talking about a season of obedience, the thing that you're doing before you get to the next level. We're talking about personal transformation. You need to be in such a season of obedience that you might look a little bit crazy. You might have to. That means showing up when you don't feel like it, showing up when you're tired, showing up when nothing makes any sense. That means being obedient to the vision, the mission, the plan, obedient to the discipline that it takes, obedient to the development that it takes to achieve your goals, to accomplish the goals that you set out for yourself, to accomplish the goals that God gave you, that your higher self gave you, the universe, Allah. If you're tapped in, you know. Being in a season of obedience really just means being so devoted and so intentional that it doesn't matter what other people think, what other people are doing. It doesn't matter what you used to do. All of that shit goes out the window. All of it. You have to make space for being in receiving mode for what is next. Making space to be in receiving mode, to receive what's next. That means taking care of your mind, your body, your spirit. That means taking care of your vessel, being obedient and being receptive, making room to be receptive to the spiritual messages, the spiritual downloads. That means putting the right things in your body. Nutrition. You have to have the right energy for your vessel. You have to put the right things in your body so you can actually maintain the next level that you're going to. Sometimes you really can't, you can't get to the next level you're trying to go to because you keep putting shit in your body. You're consuming the wrong thing. How are you going to prepare your physical vessel to achieve more, to accomplish more, and really expand your capacity to receive more for your nervous system? How are you going to do that if you're eating like shit? If you're eating junk food all the time, what sense does that make it? What sense does that make? Yeah, sometimes being obedient looks like waking up early and meditating and being mindful so you can receive. Sometimes it looks like prayer. Sometimes it looks like reading your Bible. Sometimes it looks like reading your Quran. It's different for everybody, but you're not going to fully understand and receive what you need to do if you're not open to it. So number one, whatever your goal is, be open to guidance from the universe, from God, from your higher self. When you start to get the little spiritual hints and the downloads and the nudges, that's when you take a moment of silence. You journal about it, you meditate about it, you pray about it. That is when your season of obedience starts. When you ask for the help, when you're open to the guidance, when you're open to the help, the universal help, the synchronicities, when you're open to that shit, you'll build momentum. It'll start to come more and more. You'll receive it. Number one, you need to be open to it. Number two, you need to ask for help. Number three, you have to actually listen to the guidance that you receive. It's a number of different things for different people. The context is important. If your version of obedience means fasting, then you fast. If your version of obedience means being a little bit more detached from your circumstances, then you do that. If your version of obedience for what your personal goals are and for your personal transformation, if your obedience looks like being on a stricter diet, having better nutrition, being on a more strict program for yourself, more strict habits, more disciplined habits, it's all different, right? Sometimes being obedient means taking a break from, or maybe even eliminating altogether the things that you used to do, the people you used to be around. Sometimes you got to put that shit down. Maybe you can come back to it, put a little bookmark in it, be like, hey, I'm see you about 3-4 months. I got shit to do. I'm locked in. And that's fine. Maybe that means just, kind of taking a step back from these relationships that you had, these connections that you had. That means not responding to phone calls and text messages like you used to. That means not hanging out with the people that you used to. That means you are on a different level. You are raising your nervous system to a different level. You're raising your capacity to receive to a different level. So you're not even vibrating at the same frequency anymore. That's what it requires for you to be in alignment and have the personal transformation that you need. So if you're in a season of obedience, it's going to take more of you than you realize. It's going to take more than you conceptualized initially. It's going to take more of you, your mind, body, and spirit. That's what it is, being in a season of obedience. Figure out what you want, figure out your goal. If you can't figure it out, ask for help figuring it out. Ask for clarity. Ask for clarity, ask for guidance. Be open to the guidance, and then listen to the downloads and the instructions that you get. That's it. That is what is required in your season of obedience. It's really just, it's preparation. All of it is about preparation for the next level, whatever that looks like for you. It's about preparation for where you're trying to go. It's about being silent about that. You don't have to be so secretive to where you're being weird, um, and just awkward around people, but it's about being a little bit more, intentional about what you're sharing on social media, intentional about what you're sharing with the people, the people around you. you know for me personally, that looks like I have a set of goals and priorities for myself for the next few years, and I got a spiritual download and message to be very intentional about what I'm sharing with people. And it doesn't mean that they won't be receptive to it. It doesn't mean that they don't support me. It just means that this is between me and God. And that's it. This is between me and God, and it's not going to make sense to everybody else. Okay. A lot of the shit that I'm trying to do, a lot of the shit that I'm doing right now, it's not logical. None of that shit is logical, bro. You write that shit down on paper, it doesn't make sense, but that's fine because all of my backup is in the spirit. That's fine. I already got my mission. I already got my alignment. I already got my goals. I already got my instructions. I already got my directions. I already got my vision from God, from spirit, from the universe, from Allah. And that's all I need. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So why am I going to go out of my way for validation from other people? I don't need it. God, my higher self, validates me. I validate myself. I don't need approval. I don't need the permission. God already gave me the permission to do what I need to do. That's my mission and nobody else's. And I'm going to meet the right people at the right time along the way. But in order to get to that level, in order to get to that level, I have to be obedient. And it's hard because I can't do the things I used to do. And I'm not even talking about sobriety. I'm talking about the mentality. I'm talking about the habits. I'm talking about having a different schedule than I used to, setting my own schedule, setting my own daily schedule, setting my own benchmarks, personal benchmarks, and milestones for myself, doing the work that it takes behind the scenes, doing the preparation for the next thing, being obedient about learning specific skills that I need to do what I was told to do, specific skills, specific habits that are also in conjunction with specific mindsets and behaviors, like going to the gym consistently, exercising and meditating consistently, getting good sleep, taking vitamins and supplements. All of that, all of that is obedience. Okay? All of that is about obedience and preparing my body and regulating my nervous system and my emotions so I can be in receiving mode, so I can be receptive to the next thing. You can't always get to the next level until you figured out how to set the foundation for it. You can't do it. I had a conversation with my friend today. We were talking about something similar, and I was telling her how we were catching up, and I was telling her, like, I've been in a season of obedience, girl, and that shit's hard. But I've been doing the things to prepare me for the next level that, you know, people ask for example, they ask for a whole bunch of money, but they don't know what to do with it because they didn't prepare for it. So then they lose it and they can't maintain it and they can't grow it and they can't sustain it. Couldn't be me because I already know what I'm doing. I already know exactly what to do. I already have the budget set for things I don't even have yet in this physical reality. That is how that shit works. I am preparing for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I'm being obedient about learning the skills that it takes for personal finance, for self employment, for filing your taxes, for having your LLC, for, doing the things that you need to do little by little by little. And whatever that looks like for you, I already have my schedule set for my personal brand. I already have the people in mind that I want to work with for coaching and mentorship. I already have the things, I've already laid the foundation out. Okay. I already know the books I need to read, the courses I need to take, the certifications that I want. That's the preparation. That is what is required to go to the next level. That's required for personal transformation, my version of personal transformation. And that's my season of obedience. My season of obedience these past 6, 7 months was being quiet. And I mean, locked down. My shit's been locked down. Half of the people I talk to don't even know what the fuck I'm up to because that's how obedient and silent I have been because I was told I need to work on my mindset. I need to work on my behavior. I need to work on my habit. I need to journal about what have I learned in these past seasons. Where is that going to take me moving forward? That was my season of obedience. My season of obedience was shutting the fuck up about what God told me. And I am now starting to see the physical manifestations of everything I have been preparing for. I got the downloads, I got the visions. I'm tapped in like that. I'm psychic as fuck. I got the shit. I know exactly what's coming. But it's going to be even better than I imagined because I prepared for it. I prayed for it. I visualized on it. I meditated on it. Okay? I talked to God about it. I had a whole staff meeting with my spirit guides about it. Like I know. I know. I've been in my Bible about it. I know. I know who can't come with me. I know who was dead weight and who's gone now, who's not in my life anymore. I already know. I know who the monitoring spirits are. I fucking know. But that's what it takes. Being in a season of obedience is really about laying the foundation for the next level and the next level and the next level. It's about laying the foundation and sticking to that plan for your actual purpose and fulfillment and alignment. Because what the fuck else you gonna do? You're just gonna be on this loop doing things that don't matter, doing the same thing over and over. You're gonna be on a loop of not learning your lesson. How crazy is that? Are you really gonna be doing the same thing over and over with the same people in the same exact way? That's insanity. You cannot evolve. We're down here to evolve and ascend. So if you're trying to evolve and ascend, if you really want personal transformation, do the work that's required, do the work that it takes, and be in your season of obedience. And show up when you don't fucking feel like it. A season of obedience will take you to the next level. You just have to be open to it. You have to be open to it. So, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk, and I'll see you in the next video.